The IPL is ongoing. We saw a very horrible injury, of Lungingidi. I didn't see it in real time, but I was watching it, and it was horrible. I remember I was saying to myself, this sports that we love so much got the potential to kill. And I was so worried about that injury, but I'm so glad now that Lungingidi, the statement that it is out now that he's fine, and he will be returning to play very soon. I haven't watched a full game of the IPL, because the IPL is long. The IPL for me is artificial. There is so much value that is placed into the entertainment instead of the arts of cricket. Um, did you manage to watch any games of IPL this season? And if you have, what is your overall view of what you've managed to see so far?
Oh yeah, I have actually. And as you've been saying, I think it's now mostly based on entertainment.
Mm.
I obviously the shorter format is based on that, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, man, it being artificial
Mm.
is my biggest issue, because now it seems like we're not getting
Mm.
the full, you know, quota of cricket
Yeah.
from this tournament, and it dragging so long, it also
It's 2 months
doesn't
now.
make it better. You get what I mean? So,
Yes.
but yeah, I've managed to watch a few games,
Mm.
and then yeah, there was that one, the famous Miller one,
Mm.
blunder. I think that's the
Yes.
game that I watched. And then I watched that one again where Tristan Stubbs
Yes.
won his team the game,
Mm.
and now it's the
Mm.
build up that we've been talking about,
Mm.
him starting slow and finishing strong. We
Mm.
saw how the very same thing he did in
Mm.
the final of SA 20.
Yes.
So yeah, man, I think I'm interested mostly in the games where our players are
Yes,
playing, and then
playing.
we've seen now
Mm.
KG has now come back.
Yes.
It's good to see a sign of that side of him, because
Mm.
you know just recently, Jay, it was just not coming
It
for
was.
him,
Yes.
especially in the weakest column.
Yes.
But him being the player that he is, we know. But yeah, now he's back in the weakest column. He's bossing those batters.
He's
So I'm
going with
happy.
150 clicks now.
Baba, he's back. So when KG enjoys cricket,
Mm.
you just enjoy. You just wanna watch him. You just enjoy
Mm.
watching him play, watching him put in those paces in
Yes.
the ball. So yeah, man, it's glad to see. And Stabo is also performing well. Mila, that's his role.
Yes.
That's one
There is
player that
only
you
one
can.
David Miller.
There can never be another
Yeah.
David Miller. So yeah, man, good to see.
Mm.
And yeah, man. As for other players, I've taken a liking to Sanju Samsung. What an
Mm.
explosive player!
Yes.
Wow, man. Whatever that
That
was
World
happening,
Cup
well,
momentum, he's carrying it
it's
to the
still,
IPL.
brother. It's still, brother.
Yes.
Um, I'm glad to see that it was not a fluke from his
Yes.
side. He's just taking, and everyone is just saying Sanju says himself.
Mm.
Sanju, they just love him, man, in
Mm.
India. So it's good to see. Yeah.
The 14-year-old, people are complaining to say that this guy has been 14 for the longest of time, but I have to put it out there. I do believe that he is 14 years old. That guy is very young. There was one of the clip that I saw on TikTok where they lost the game. The dude was crying, and I was like, yeah, you can see, because players usually cry when they lost important games like your finals. That's when you can get to see all those emotion coming out. But for him, just losing a game at the beginning of the IPL, you could see that he was young, and it's a good thing that he's still putting on the good runs there. He scored a century of 35 balls.
Yeah, recently I saw that he scores a century, man. Yo,
Yes.
is such an explosive player, and most often than not, when Royals are playing, I
Yes.
only check there on the lineup. Is he there?
Mm.
Because it's it's good to see for a change young players dominating all the older guys, older season guys, even the internationals. So yeah, man, it's good to see. I hope he keeps on that momentum, and then eventually he shall break into the India men's team, and then hopefully they nurture him because he's still fragile.
Yes.
There's still a lot for him to
Not to
learn in the
learn.
game. So yeah, I hope he just keeps that level head, and then become the player that he thinks he is now, going forward. And the experience of the older guys, I hope
Yes.
that he'll draw inspiration from
Yeah.
your Virats and the rest and the likes.
On the last episode of the Boundary Line, we were discussing the. I'm looking. Okay, we are discussing Beyers Swanepoel's issue, and just an update now. He was given the no objective certificate by the Lions, but the dude unleashed lawyers on Cricket South Africa to make sure that he get that non-objective certificate. What do you think, of his behavior, even after, showing so much dissent, so much disrespect for him to go that route?
I I've told you about these boys who are having this entitlement attitude, man. Look, I think with me, let's say between me and you,
Yes.
if you want something and then you want to go in, I mean, number one, he shouldn't have sorry, he shouldn't have played in the final.
Yes.
Number one, G. So I'm sure that he knew that he was supposed to go to England
Yeah.
since from last year.
Conversation
So
will have
all-
sorted that thing
So
out.
all of those things they could have been done prior, and then it was gonna be a smooth sail, and
Yes.
so now he feels that I know I'm bigger than the game. I'm even bigger than the body that unleashed me, the player that I am, and that's pure disrespect. That's pure disrespect, man. That boy NJ, he just needs to come back to earth, and
You know what annoys me, Mr. Pale? There are unions that are saying, no, we want him. We still want him. He must come back. When he decide to come back,
Well,
we will gladly welcome
well,
him.
they
Like,
well they know what they are putting themselves into, so I don't care. It really doesn't bother me, but this in its own, J, should set a precedence to say if a player behaves like this, he needs to be dealt with in a particular manner, which sets an example to everyone who even intends to do the
did
same.
Cricket South Africa in this instance did that?
No. But I think the issue is processes. Now that this has happened,
Yes.
I think they need to get their processes in order for future reoccurrences.
Thank you so much, man. It has been nice coming back at M Studio. It has been a while. This was the Boundary Line, and of course, the usual suspect is always beside me, Mr. Bakampale.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I mean, it was refreshing, man, to
Yes.
do it in a different setup after a long time. So yeah, and it kind of gives out that fresh energy
Yeah.
interaction when you are in such facilities. So kudos to that. So hopefully we do it again sooner. Thanks everyone for joining us in this episode of the Boundary Line.
It was great being part of your company. You can follow us, just click that subscribe button, and comment also on the comment section. We also want to hear from you. We cannot be just two guys who are talking about the issues that they feel strongly about. Thank you so much, man.
Signing out.